outside when it was not about to rain. Oops. You're watching Samuel Goodwin on YouTube, and it's about to start raining, so I'm going to have to be quick. But I wanted to tell you all, I'm about a third of the way through a 90-day challenge on guitar, and I think it's going to be really cool. So for those of you who don't know, I play bass and a little bit of guitar. The music at the end of my videos is actually stuff that I recorded with a drum track thing on the computer. So I'm not very good with guitar in that I don't really know what I'm doing, and I thought there would be, I figured there's room for dramatic improvement there. So I'm working on that for the next 90 days. So at least 5 days a week for the next 90 days I will be taking serious structured practice time. I set up some rules for myself. I have a notebook where I'm keeping up with all of this. So I'm recording what I do and how it goes, what I have trouble with, is stuff getting better. So hopefully it'll be easier to keep up with what's actually happening as this goes on. To start this off though, before I got to the actual practicing, I thought I'd make it a little bit fun for myself, mostly because I wanted to. I went to Germany, to this little place called Treppendorf, which is the town that Thomann is located in. Thomann is this massive online retailer here in Europe. It might be one of the biggest in the world, but they're very big, and they have a massive retail space that you can visit in Germany, which is just this big sprawling store. It's basically the only thing in Treppendorf except for one restaurant. And you can go and you can try all the stuff that they sell on the internet. So I went and had a nice weekend and accidentally brought home a guitar that I would do my work on. Because I technically own a guitar, but I wanted another one, so oops. Now, a fancy new guitar is totally not necessary for such a project. You could totally follow along and do this yourself with just whatever you currently have, whatever instrument you have. It doesn't even have to be guitar. But, I wanted a new guitar, and this was a good opportunity. So it was a lot of fun, and you'll get to see a bunch of it in the video, because that's what I'm going to use most of the time. So as of this week, though, I will be a third through the project, like I said. So here's how it's gone so far. The first week, I mostly just spent my time getting used to the instrument and getting mechanics down, just making sure my fingers are moving and getting the pick in sync with the fingers. Because since I do play bass most of the time, I don't spend a lot of time playing with the pick, and it's a whole different thing than going like this with your fingers, so I had to get used to that. In the second week, I was starting to get a hang of things, starting to go a little bit faster. I also set up a little pedal board, most importantly with a looper pedal on it, because I thought that would be a useful practice tool to help work on some of these things and make it a little more fun than only using a metronome. In the third week, I started actually using the pedals. One of the drills I added was just practicing setting up the looper pedal, because I technically got this looper pedal a long time ago when I meant to use it with bass, and I never really got the hang of it, and I just kind of put it in the closet and didn't use it. So now that it's out, it's being used. I had to get used to actually using it. And I did actually manage to get some loops that I thought didn't sound bad. So here's one. In that third week and into the fourth week, I really started getting into the music theory parts, working out chords.
F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F. And C is just all sharps.
I even started with a jazz standard that's actually a fairly hard one. I'm not sure if that was the best choice, but there's a lot of chords in this jazz standard that you wouldn't see in most of the stuff I try to play. There's flat 5, sharp 11, whatever extensions going on. And it's been interesting to try to figure out how to play those. Fortunately, I can double check with my teacher once a week. And so I checked in with him about the kinds of chords that I found, and I thought, oh, this is technically valid. And he would explain why, maybe that doesn't sound so nice, maybe that's not really what people do, and maybe some slight variation is actually way more effective. But we're working on it. I'm gonna get used to it. I don't actually intend to play jazz very seriously, but I do find that it's a useful exercise tool to really challenge and think about what you're playing and where you're playing it, and what notes are in what chords and what keys and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was really helpful when I did spend some effort on this on the bass, so I thought, let's do it for guitar too. One thing I've done that I thought was helpful for all of the weeks so far is for most of the drills that I found to do, I just set a timer for like 5 minutes and just do that drill for that time. Not looking at phones or anything in between, not stopping to check text messages, but just focus on the drill for 5 minutes, where 5 minutes is long enough that you're getting quite a bit of practice on the thing, but not so long that you feel like you need a break and you need to stop and do something. Sometimes I have trouble focusing, especially when it's like a hard drill or whatever, and my brain starts to wander. So by limiting it to 5 minutes, it's a lot easier to focus and just keep playing until you hear the alarm go off. Specifically for some of these drills, that's been useful in building my endurance, which is a thing that I hear a lot of people have trouble with if you're mostly learning like random riffs and parts of songs that you like, is that being able to play whole songs and playing whatever it is you play for the full length of it is something that people have trouble with. I know I've had trouble with this on bass when I tried to learn to play songs like Hysteria, which is very fast and not that complicated because it's very really repetitive, but it is fast and it is difficult, and it just goes on for like a while, and it takes some time to get used to being able to do that for that long without cramping up. So I'm working on that too. So at this point, we're only about 30 days in, so I still have 60 more days to go, but I do think this is helping. I do think this is working, and I feel like it'll make it easier for me to play something on guitar that I record that I don't hate the sound of. Like the background music I've been using in my YouTube videos so far, it has been stuff that I made, but in 2 years of making YouTube videos, I've made 2 songs, maybe 3 songs that I thought were okay, and they're probably not actually that great. Like I appreciate you being nice and saying that they sound nice, but I'm not especially happy with them. I think I don't know what I'm doing, so hopefully this just generally helps, and I can more consistently record something that I think sounds good. So that's how that's going. I'm going to keep it up, of course. I'm still yo-yoing and still ballad-songing and all of those things as well. Can't skate as much because the weather is starting to become questionable, but as much as I can skate, I'm skating. So continue to look forward to videos about that kind of stuff. If you came for that, there's going to be more of that, don't worry. But we'll check in with this again in like 30 days or so and see if we're making progress, see if it's working. Meanwhile, I hope you're taking care of yourself this week. Hopefully you get some rest and get some exercise, at least go for a walk or something. Get some sun on your face, get some fresh air, drink a lot of water, and we'll see you next week. Bye.